Today, I am going to be talking about modernism, modernization, and modernity, designing a modern age world. The main idea of this video is to show how the Bauhaus design has an impact on contemporary designers and why new generation designers has chosen to follow Bauhaus designs as the principle. I am also going to be talking about one of the famous designers, Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, with his design principle and how his design strategy has manifested in the industry. And later, to continue on one of the contemporary designer, Cyril Laslin. First, let's start with the basic history of the Bauhaus Design School. The Bauhaus School was founded by Walter Gropius in the year 1919 after World War I, located in the city of Weimar, Germany. Walter Gropius is the man who founded in the Bauhaus design in the year 1919, and he chose to resign by the year 1928. He is an expressionist artist who prefers to design in making a mass production design that is functional, minimalist, affordable, and not only for luxury display. So Walter Gropius decided to open the Bauhaus School under the idea of revolutionizing the way of teaching arts around the world throughout the minimalist design. The Bauhaus has become a huge success and was one of the world's most influential schools of art and craft. The main idea of the Bauhaus design is to focus on doing minimalist design, following by one of the famous quotes, "Less is more." The Bauhaus aimed at combining arts and functional designs together by creating practical objects with the soul of artworks. Even though the Bauhaus has abandoned many aspects of traditional designs and most of the fine art education, the Bauhaus was still deeply concerned with the theoretical approaches to its subject. The Bauhaus has expanded its focus on different groups of art such as architects, urban planners, artists, scientists, and designers. Sadly, the Bauhaus later on has been shut down by the Nazis in the year 1933 because they thought that this action was involved by the Jewish religious influences of cosmopolitan modernism. That is the story of the Bauhaus design. The Bauhaus was led by three persons, Walter Gropius, Hannes Meyer, and Ludwig Mies van der Rohe from the year 1930 to the year 1933. Ludwig Mies van der Rohe is the third and the last founder and director of the Bauhaus design. Born in Germany in 1886, he is a modern artist and a German avant-garde architecture because of his incredible drawing skills. He later on has moved to the Bauhaus to pursue his passion for a teaching career. Ludwig Mies van der Rohe is a person who is passionate about creating his own 20th century architectural style, stated with clarity and simplicity. His building often made use of modern materials such as steel and clear glass to represent the interior spaces. His perspective of designing toward architecture is to create a minimal framework of structural and to create a balance against the unobstructed, free-flowing open space. Basically, it is to design the minimalist space as possible. His most famous quotes are "Less is more" and "God is in the details." One of his work that I'm really interested in was the Barcelona Pavilion. Located in Barcelona, this house was completed in the year 1929 with Mies and Lily Ranch as an official opening of the German section exhibition outside the country. Unfortunately, this project was demolished after the 1929 World Exhibition and was not reconstructed until the year 1986. The Barcelona Pavilion is a stood-out of its simple and modernist design buildings and was built using simple material such as marble, red onyx, and travertine. This house also has a significant furniture design, which is called the Barcelona chair, created the same year using a steel frame and leather cushion. The other thing that I like about this project are the clean and minimalist design of the building and the clever use of partition to separate the space and how this house is able to use interior design as the exterior design. Moreover, this house has still remained modernity and beauty, and this design has never seemed to age, although it has already been constructed almost a century. Moving to the phrase "less is more." Less is more in Bauhaus designing was introduced by Ludwig Mies van der Rohe himself while he was working on designing the AG turbine factory in Berlin between the years 1907 and 1910 with his godfather, Peter Bern. Mies was challenged to design the facade of the factory, which was described as almost nothing, because he had to deal with the elevation that has nothing but rows and rows of columns, which located about 19 feet or 5.75 meters. And that is when he came across the famous expression, less is more. The expression meaning is to make use of what you have by doing the minimalist design and making more than one function available. For example, if you decided to put a partition in the middle of the space, the partition purpose is not only to divide the space, but also to create other function, such as decoration, a storage, or a multi-purpose partition that can be separate or combine the space on a different occasion. One of the modernist artists that I am interested in is Cyril Lenslin. Born in 1975, is one of the modern artists who follow the Bauhaus design function. After working with other famous architects, Cyril has decided to run his own company and studio named Town and Concrete by the year 2016. The reason why I have chosen him as the modern contemporary designer because he is one of the artists who has seen a different perspective of art and craft and decided to combine architectural structure and spaces into a huge scale art by using various computer software design and installing his art to the public by letting the visitor experience and interacting with his design in the wonder of artificial landscape. By using different types of tools, he designed ideal, often inspired by different geometry pattern, and to create it in computer software or crafted by paper before installing his massive structures. All his work always associated with the human scale, and the idea is to bring identity to each image. One of the serial display art can be seen around different countries or places such as Dubai, Paris, and London in the following years. One of his projects that caught my attention is the Pyramid Tours located in Philadelphia, America by the year 2018. Created by using pink spheres and stacking on the top of each other in two different directions in order to create a more light effects and having a better stability and connection with human scale based on his interview on mid-May 2019. It is fascinating how Celine is different from other artists on how he was able to convert the architectural structure into massive art and his freedom in designing choice. His work also reminded me of one of the artists, S. Delvin, who is an artist and a stage designer that is known for creating large-scale sculpture for concerts in the environment that include music and light. Cyril has also given an interview on how his work was inspired from. He is often inspired by most of the Japanese design, which follow the form and function of the Bauhaus. One of his interviews also include his perspective on the Bauhaus design has shown that the Bauhaus idea of combining arts and craft together while creating multidisciplinary is the main foundation of his current work. He has also stated that in all of his projects, architecture, art, and design are inseparable and connected. This has included that this artist has clearly followed the Bauhaus design function in creating his works in a new, different way possible. In conclusion, Ludwig Mies van der Rohe's quote of "less is more" has become the most important design function in the modern 20th century. This method has also helped artists to look at a different perspective of designing and to use every space, every material to its full potential without having to waste any materials. Furthermore, the Bauhaus design method from Ludwig Mies van der Rohe should be the main designing principle for further developments because not only this strategy is effective, but it also plays an important role in design industry and economy so that the development will be minimalist and fascinating for a longer period.